G'day everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are at the Newport Railway Museum in Williamstown in Melbourne for their grand reopening. So let's head on in and check out what's going on. The Newport Railway Museum is located on Champion Road in Newport, Victoria, near the North Williamstown Railway Station. The museum opened on the 10th of November 1962 after the Australian Railway Historical Society Victorian Division was allocated space at the Newport workshops by the Victorian Railways to develop a collection of steam locomotives that were then being replaced by diesel and electric locomotives. On the 16th of June 2020, it was announced that the ARHS had withdrawn from the operation of the museum and a new group, Newport Railway Museum Incorporated, formed by museum volunteers, had entered into an arrangement with VicTrack to take over the museum's site lease. The museum contains the largest existing collection of Victorian Railway steam locomotives, a wide range of Victorian Railways rolling stock, and numerous Victorian Railways artefacts. The collection includes a total of 29 locomotives, 17 of which are steam locomotives, 8 diesel locomotives, 2 electric locomotives, and 4 electric suburban carriages, 5 country and interstate passenger carriages, 10 freight wagons and 2 guards vans, 5 railway cranes, railway tractors and postal trolleys, a signal box, and even an O-scale model railway. Some of the highlights for me included Victorian Railways R-Class 464 Hudson R704, which was displayed at the Festival of Britain in 1951 before being delivered to Victoria. R704 was painted in a one-off special liveried black and red lining, finished with stainless steel boiler banding for its display at the festival, and has retained its commemorative plates throughout its working and retired life. An immaculately presented Hitachi power car, which brought back a lot of memories from my childhood and trips into the city. And of course the standout is the one-of-a-kind Victorian Railways H220 Heavy Harry, the largest locomotive ever to be built in Australia and the largest non-articulated steam locomotive to run on Australian railways. Introduced in 1941 to haul the overland, replacing the need for double-headed A2 locomotives, although it was never used for its intended purpose, rather winding up on the state's northeastern line for the majority of its working life, it only saw 17 years active service before being withdrawn in 1958 and plonked into the museum about 4 years later in 1962. Fun fact about Heavy Harry is it has about as much power as an NR diesel electric locomotive. Of course, there are many others on display, some of which you can even climb aboard and picture what it must have been like to work one of these enormous locomotives. I'd love to eventually do locomotives in profile, and if that's something you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. Admission for normal museum open days are as follows. Adults are $10, children or concession holders are $5, children under 4 years of age are free, or you can buy a family ticket of 2 adults and 2 children for $25. Although due to current circumstances, a majority of the exhibits and carriages won't be open for the public, and you do need to book a ticket in advance for a 2-hour time slot. The museum did bring back a lot of memories from when we visited the museum as children, although it seems that the museum hasn't really changed that much since then. And although it is under new management and they have begun some improvement works like sheds over the exhibit, it doesn't feel like, much has changed. The museum isn't exactly well presented, with a lot of locomotives in much need of some cosmetic attention, but I'm sure that will eventually happen. Unfortunately, I guess my standard has been set a little bit high from places like the New South Wales Railway Museum in Thelmere, which is by far one of the best museums I've ever been to, at least in Australia, or even the National Railway Museum in Port Adelaide, which is also fantastic. My other criticism is the gift shop, or rather lack thereof. I seem to remember when we used to go there that there was a lot more available, from badges, pins, shirts, cups, mugs, all that kind of railway memorabilia stuff that just wasn't there, although I'm sure it is something that they're working on. So, would I recommend visiting the museum? Absolutely. Although we were only allocated a 2-hour slot to be there, we filled it very, very easily, and I feel that when the museum opens back up to, I guess, a full museum where you'll be able to go inside all of the carriages and all of the locomotives and things like that, I think it'd be a very, very easy place to spend a good chunk of time. And I'm pretty excited to see what they do going forward. If you do want to visit the museum, I'll leave links down below for all their social media, website, booking information, all that kind of thing, as well as links for my social media, my website, all that kind of thing. So if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to catch up or keep up with everything that I'll be releasing in the future. And of course, if you do have any feedback, don't forget to leave that in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good one. Hooroo.